Newscasters, when you arrive for announcements, your first duty should be to actually pull out your own Chromebook, boot it up, and then sign into Canvas. As soon as you do that, the teleprompter is going to start working on figuring out who's going to say what. You can help the camera person set up some things while you wait for that. But as soon as you know what you're going to start saying, you should actually practice what you're going to say. So you're going to go to our Canvas course, and right here where it says Announcements, click Announcements. Scroll down past the sign up to our teleprompter and script. Once this page loads, your teleprompter person will be working on sorting out who says what. As soon as you kind of know what you're doing, practice what you're going to read. So read it out loud. Don't just read it in your head, read it out loud. See how it feels on your tongue. So maybe I'm Casey, and I got the introduction. Hello, and welcome to the Indian Hills Announcements, brought to you by Casey, Ralph, Sarah, Alex, and Miss Smith from the Student Council. Today is September 11th, 2021. If you have a problem, especially with names of your other members here, ask them. Say, hey Casey, how do you say your name? Or if you don't know, just tap on the shoulder. How do you say your name? That way you can pronounce it right. You just keep practicing. My next bullet point. Hello, all students. That means all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. If you're interested in being in these announcements, running the talent show, and the Make-A-Wish fundraisers, learn leadership skills, make friends, and serving others, Student Council is the thing for you. And you keep going through it. If you have somewhere where you mess up, feel free to go back and fix it. Maybe the grammar is weird, and you'd rather it written different. You can tweak very small things. While you're actually speaking, you don't have to read it word for word verbatim either. You can ad-lib just a little bit, as long as it sounds natural and smooth, and keeps the content of the message. So you just practice through your stuff. If you have birthdays or other things with lots of names, practice the names. Ask around. Maybe ask the teacher, hey teacher, how would you say this name? I'd say it Amelie Horton. There we go. Or maybe, how do you say this one? Oh, that's Magdalena. Within reason, you could go to Google Translate, throw their name in there, and tell it to listen, or speak it and listen. That's not always correct. But just get to the point where you can say their names without looking at it and going, what? You've practiced it a little bit. As you're looking at this, please note there's a 1, 2, and then a bullet point, and then a 1, 2, and then a bullet point. This is to remind you not to just start reading the next segment as soon as you're done with the first one. For example, we need a little bit of space before your little video clip and after, so the videos can be cut and we can have transitions in between. You don't actually read these either. So how it would look is maybe the camera person says, ready, action. You see 1, 2 with the teleprompter, and then you start reading. Hello, and welcome to the Indian Hills Announcements, brought to you by Casey, Ralph, Sarah, Alex, and Miss Smith from the Student Council. Today is September 11th, 2021. Hello, all students. That means all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. If you are interested in being in these announcements, running the talent show, Make-A-Wish fundraiser, etc., so forth. If you have any questions, see Miss Smith in room 102 off the Orange Hall in the Commons. Warrior Support is in the library's Mac Computer Lab after school until 4 p.m. every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Get help from math teachers on your homework. Thank you to all of those who dressed up yesterday. It was fun to see all the different careers. Keep being amazing, and you will get there in the future. And then the teleprompter would be done, and you'd be done with your things. Okay, newscasters, you've practiced. Now you're ready for the filming. The camera person will give you the microphone. This portion, it can clip to your pocket or something, or you could just hold it in your hand. This portion, you're actually going to, either you've got something hanging here and you can clip it on it, or you just take a pinch of your fabric, pinch the mic to your shirt. There you go. Please note, if you ever bump this or rub this, hear that sound? It's not so fun. If I speak really loud, it will also throw the sound off and make it weird. Just speak normal and you'll be fine. If you've got the mic, you're going to take a seat here. And here's some tips. 1, I'm sitting on the front of the chair here. I'm not leaned all the way back like this, or even with the back here, because then I kind of slump my shoulders. I suggest sitting kind of toward the front, and I even usually tuck a leg underneath and have a leg in front. Makes it more comfortable. That allows me to then be able to straighten my back and shoulders. I pretend like I've got a string holding my head up, so I'm just nice and straight. You can relax. It's not like I'm super firm, straight here. Just relax, nice and straight, don't slouch. Gives your belly the ability to breathe as well. Okay, so I'm like this. My hands, they can stay in my lap if I want, or I can gesture while I speak. Totally fine to gesture, add fun actions. You can go a little bit crazy, but don't go so crazy like you hit the mic. And, of course, make sure you're doing appropriate things with your hands, no gang signs or even the peace sign they don't like as much. Okay, so I'm sitting good. My posture's good so I can breathe, which means I can enunciate and pronounce well. Instead if I'm like this and I'm mumbling and I sound sad and I'm looking at the camera. So I'm going to sit kind of normal like this. I'm going to look at the camera, that little circle there, and that's where my eyes are going to go if I'm not looking at the teleprompter script. Ideally, that camera and the top of the computer are pretty close in height, so that maybe people won't know that I'm looking at the teleprompter script and think I'm actually looking at the camera. So what you're going to do is, you sit here, you're ready to go. Notice if I'm off, distracted, doesn't look so good. When we're ready, the camera person is going to say, quiet on the set. They'll press play, and then they're just going to motion like this, telling me to start talking. At that point, the teleprompter person is also going to click the button to tell the script to move. Which point, I just start reading normal. Don't forget to smile. Add a little bit of energy to your voice as well. Makes it more fun. So we can say, hey, we have a lot of birthdays this week. Here are the rest from this long holiday. If I mess up your name, I am really sorry. Amelie Horton, Eliza Newman, and so forth. And then you keep reading your other announcements. If you get to a point where you can look up at the camera, just smile, look at the camera, and then look back. And just breathe and read. Please note on the teleprompter script, there's a 1, 2, your bullet point of words, and then a 1, 2. That means pause for a second before you start your next bullet point. Don't just go, happy birthday, and today we have the cross-country meet. Go say, happy birthday. Wait for a couple seconds, and say, today is our first cross-country meet. Everybody needs to meet out on the field right after school to get ready. And whatever else is written on your script. You keep reading. If it's going a little bit too slow, you can actually say, hey, stop, we need to stop, and let's speed this up. If it's going too fast, you can motion with your hand down over here like it's going too fast. Just look at the teleprompter. Just make it normal, like, hey, slow it down a little. We can even stop and start again. Just remember to keep your posture good. Look at the camera. Don't forget to smile. And then just speak normal. Add a little bit of fun. If you trip up, it's not the end of the world. You can redo things if they trip too bad, but feel free to. Just roll with it and make it kind of fun. Once your script is over, the teleprompter will tell the camera person to stop. They'll stop it, and they'll tell you you're good to go. That's when you'll take the little microphone off and pass off to our next newscaster. Stick around to help pack up at the end, though.